Now I'd like to invite Madam Chetna Sabharwal. She is heading counseling division of a school called Bodhi International Jodhpur. And Chetna has got an international exposure. So Chetna, I would like to have your advice on how we can reimagine education post-COVID.
My pleasure, Pranav. Thank you for inviting me, and it's a beautiful forum because I would be able to express my views as an educational psychologist. And we have been in our school, we have been running these online classes right away from mid-March because we are an AS and A-level school. So I would just say that if you're talking about reimagining education, yes, we are already gearing up for the new normal, which is online learning, remote learning, digital world, screen time, work from home, homeschooling. And these are the buzzwords, I would say. And not to forget the Zoom meetings, GoTo meetings, Hangout, Microsoft's team, then raising hand, chat, clap, all this is happening, which is very new to the students and the educators also, because some of the schools were having this, the blended learning model in the schools already. So they are pretty comfortable, but we have to look forward to what is new, which is going to happen now. So what I have done as a psychologist and an educational and a career coach also, that I formulated 5 R's here for all of you to listen to and see that if it is relevant for all of you and your students or not. So the first one which I would like to mention here is what is going to happen post-COVID is that we have to start reading responsibly, which is very, very important, and not get carried away by the suggestions made by your search engine when you are studying or reading online. It's a major distraction, and we all need to practice self-control. That's one thing. So we have to learn for ourselves, as it's more of our responsibility now as a student or as an educator also, that what do we want to, because in this situation there is so much information, overload of information happening around. And if I am not wrong, so I myself has seen almost like more than a million resources available to the students free of free resources. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful in treading this path of like what we are going to offer to the students in this coming time. That's very important. For students, I would say to join their courses on edX, Coursera, Udemy, and MOOC, and they should start writing more. And whichever way they are comfortable, I mean, whichever is their preference, it is very important for them to rediscover themselves. That's
Correct.
my first point. Yeah. Coming to the second one, I'll be very quick on that. So reach out to your network to learn. So it's not that I know everything. This is not the time to say that for the educators, for the leaders, for the students. It's that you have to learn to collaborate and review the practices that you have been following, asking questions to your colleagues, to your teachers, to your peer group, and specifically industry specialists. That because we don't know post COVID-19 what will be the scenario in the world of work. So which is very, very important for all of us to ponder upon, that what are we going to do about it? Like, how are we going? If we are making education online, so is it relevant to the industry? Because right now, if you will see, the tourism and hospitality industries are facing a huge recession. So what will be the future course for that? So how are we going to train our students on skills? That's very, very important for all of us to know, and keep it in the curriculum. So the curriculum redesigning has to happen definitely for every school for that matter. The third one, which I would like to mention here, is to rejuvenate yourself by indulging, because we are all under lockdown. So indulging in your hobbies or newly found love of cooking, music, dance, writing, art, blog, podcast, photography, whichever. Call it your me time, and please spend that time on yourself to rejuvenate yourself. That's very, very important for all of us to do. Because educators right now, I think they are the ones who are on their toes 24/7, including leaders, including students. So that's very, very important for all of us to do. Fourth one would be revisit your goal. As a leader, as an educator, as a student, it's very, very important to see that what my goals are now post COVID-19. What are the plans, as the new normal is not only challenging, but it's also very, very unpredictable for all of us. So upskill yourself to remain relevant in the world of work. That's very, very important. And the last one, which I would like to mention here is, which is very, very important for all of us, because during this lockdown, it is happening that we have our own bouts of anxiety, stress, that why, how long, how much we have to bear it. And especially when people are around us in the families are staying in a same home for same duration. So that's very, very important to remind yourself why we are practicing isolation or quarantine. We are not alone. It's not to keep only ourselves safe, but for those health workers. And so this, I would say, this value of empathy, this value of compassion has to be brought into the curriculum for everybody. And you have to remind again and again that, okay, we are doing something. It's a selfless act, and we have to keep our mind busy as much as possible to reimagine the education in post-COVID-19. So that's what I would like to emphasize upon. Thank you so much for listening patiently, and I hope it makes some relevance to what all you are doing.
Definitely, yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.